Hey guys, back this week. It's Jeremiah Davis and Mark Morehouse with the Cedar Rapids Gazette. This week's 3 and Out. Let's get right to it. Number one, injuries. Unfortunately, let's start off there.
Medically, we had three of our seniors out last week. Unfortunately, with Greg Maben, they determined yesterday there's a little fracture in his lower leg, so he's going to miss the rest of the regular season here. He'll be out. Cole Crossan will be out too. George Kittle has not been ruled out, but hasn't done much this week, so I'm not overly optimistic on that front. Miles came out of the game. Ike Bacher came out of the game. Those guys have, they're okay. It's just they're not okay, but, they're able to go if they can go. Same thing, so we'll just take that day by day, but we can't certainly count on them.
So,
other
than that, how was the play?
How was the view from the Hindenburg?
Right.
It was pretty flight anyway.
Yeah.
Nice meal, and then it burned.
It's not getting any better. They doesn't seem to be able to get back on the right track health-wise.
Yeah, it's week 11,
right?
Or game 11. Biggest one, Maben. Bad deal for him because he's a senior. Won't be in uniforms for senior day. I think I was kind of used to Cole Crossan, offensive tackle, being out. Crossan's missed, I think, 4 games now. They've got that action plan set. And then there's Miles Taylor. Anthony Gare went in. Anthony Gare, I thought, really kind of performed really well. Kittle, now here's how they did with Kittle. Kittle's their pass-catching tight end, but he's also a fantastic blocker. He's a full-service tight end, 252 pounds. They started double tight end Saturday. They really doubled down in blocking. Peter Peeker, a junior who's had maybe 1 target all year, but he's a good enough blocker to where it's worth it to keep him in there. They ran a lot of max protect, and the other tight end was Nate Weeding, a redshirt freshman who came in here a year ago, weighed 217, now weighs 247. I will put an emphasis on blocking tight ends. Fewer plays for Noah Font. Maybe they mix him more this week, but yeah, you're right. They're kind of it's a hill of sand with injuries, and that's November football.
Moving on, number 2, helmets. They were gone.
What was the official count on missing helmets in the celebration?
Yeah, I think I heard in the teens. I got that word Sunday sometime, and there was some concern there, but it sounds like they all got back in the nest yesterday morning. I think the last one got returned. So Brock Baumert drives me back here after all the media stuff and all that Saturday night, and he said the managers are really humping it. Student managers are humping it after the game because anything that wasn't nailed down was being accosted. So I guess those guys, they deserve gold stars for the week.
How did you get your helmet back?
Just Greg, our equipment guy, told me that I guess he found one of the cops walking down the street, saw a kid wearing it downtown or something like that. That's what I heard.
Have you heard of anything like that before? Like people taking things, equipment?
Yeah, I'm sure it's happened. Sheriff Ron, who used to be the Iowa State Patrol guy, who was Ferentz's bodyguard, had his hat stolen on my watch. I mean, I barely remember that, but yeah, Beathard threw his helmet up in the air, I think, after the game, and that thing was gone. That kind of happens when you have 70,000 of your favorite friends run down and join you for the party. Ferentz said his headphones were fine. I think he said that he thought they were there.
Wasn't much on them, though.
He said there's nothing good on them. And then there was Ron Calusi said that he doesn't mind when fans get in on the pile. He doesn't mind fans being on top of him. He said it's entertainment.
He prefers wearing his helmet though while they do it.
I don't know who else.
Safer that way.
Josie Jewell said that he left his helmet on the ground. He turned. He's like, you know what? I probably shouldn't do that. And they turned around and somebody had already taken off with it. It was retrieved. So I think everybody's got a helmet.
Yeah.
So nobody will be helmetless for Illinois.
Absolutely. Well, and I'm sure Josie or Jaleel probably wanted it back because he said he was getting smacked in the head. The whole time.
Yeah.
So
and after the post game, he was getting smacked in the head. I asked a bunch of the guys Saturday night if they ran into anybody on the field. Best story was Brandon Snyder. Somehow his dad, Tim. Found him on the field, and they had a nice big hug, and that's excellent.
Absolutely.
That's what this is all about.
Number 3, you mentioned him, Ron Calusi.
In all seriousness, the first play, the one where I got hit, thought I was on fire, so stopped, dropped, and rolled. Michigan punter was trying to put out the invisible fire, and just went there, went from there.
You walked us through before the kick and everything he did for Keith Duncan. I guess.
Go over that because I didn't. I
Yeah,
missed that.
well, he said that initially before they lined up, he told him go out there, have fun. Told him to do his swing through to practice, and then told him to aim for the right upright. The Harbaugh iced it, and some other players tried to come up and talk to him, and he shooed him away and said no, and then just went through the exact same routine again. And he went through and he kicked it. So he brought that wealth of experience to Keith in a moment where he probably needed it a lot.
You forget that Kaluzzi, this is his one and done year.
Right.
I mean, he's a graduate transfer from Central Michigan. Doesn't act like it.
No.
He acts like he's been here all along. He will be missed.
Yeah.
He will be missed.
He also complimented your coat
Yeah.
before we got started.
Yeah, I said, I killed a car seat for this.
And then he said maybe it was from Naomi. His
Yeah,
car.
so it's all self-reverential here. So, interesting guy,
Yeah.
fun guy, and I think he's exactly maybe what a true freshman kicker in
Yeah.
Keith Duncan needed.
Right.
Just this kind of Bill Spaceman Lee
Yeah.
guy who kind of cosmic view of the world
Right.
and fits right in. He's going into logistics after this, so. I'm wondering if
Stand-up comedy, maybe?
No, he's going to be bored as hell sitting behind a desk. Go do something fun, kid.
The other thing he mentioned before we get out of here, he, in a kind of a real moment, mentioned that he realizes that he and the other football players are entertainers.
Yes.
When
Yeah.
was the last time you heard a football player admit that?
No, not very often,
Right.
if ever. I mean, I think there's some guys in the NFL who clearly have that vibe.
Yeah.
In college, there's the wall.
Yeah.
That this is a game and this is not entertainment. This is collegial. This is school. Well, it really kind of is and isn't. So
Yeah.
that was interesting and great explanation on that too.
That's all for 3 and Out this week. Check out our work on thegazette.com as well as on Facebook, on Iowa. I'm Jeremiah Davis. He's Mark Morehouse. Have a good week.